Welcome, everyone. My name is Dr. Craig Strehorn. I am the Assistant Provost for Enrollment Management here at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. I want to welcome you this morning, say good morning from Amherst, Massachusetts. It's probably afternoon or evening, wherever you are at in the world today. It has been a difficult past 2 years for everyone, and it includes to be a difficult time for many people around the globe. So I want to honor that. I also want to say that thankfully things seem to be returning to close to normal here in Amherst. That's good news. And we hope today to offer you a lot of information to help you make this very important decision. We are joined by some staff and some students, some young alums that are here to answer all of your questions. But as the slide changed, I can tell you that the number one, first and foremost, I want to say congratulations to you all. You and your families should feel very proud. This year, we received more applications than ever in the history of the program. I've been saying that each year now for the last 4 years, but it continues to be true. We hit over 6,000 applications this year from international applicants from around the world. And what that means is that our job got a little harder and your seat got a little bit more sought after, that the competition was more fierce than ever as well. So you should feel very good about your spot. And we hope to help you and convince you that this is the right place for you and that you will join us here in Amherst this fall. So I want to introduce Maggie Chen Brackenridge, who is our Director of International Admissions now. Maggie's going to take you through today's schedule, introduce some of our panelists, and get us started. So Maggie.
Thank you, Craig. Good morning, everyone. My name is Maggie Chen Brackenridge. I'm the Director of International Admissions at UMass Amherst. So today, this is our schedule. We are going to do a brief presentation, and then I'm very happy to have some students, current students and young alums here on the panel. They're going to share their UMass experience with you all, and we will leave more time for you to ask questions and answer questions. We already received many questions that when you registered, that you submitted all the questions, then we will cover all that as well. This webinar will be recorded, and then we're gonna send it out so you can review it or later after we send it out. And there is a function, it's called Q&A on the bottom of your screen. If you have any questions during the presentation, you're welcome to just type your questions. We have other staff behind the scenes to answer your questions. All right, so I'm very happy to introduce today's student panelist, Radhika, and then Helen, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Radhika. I'm from India and I'm a senior. So I came here in 2018 and I'm currently doing my majors in computer science and mathematics.
Thank you. Helen?
Hello, I'm Helen. I'm a junior. I'm an architecture major and I'm from Indonesia. So I came in here like 2019.
Thank you. File?
Hi everyone, my name is Fayo. I'm a sophomore. I'm a double major in marketing and communications with a minor in psychology, and I'm an international student from Nigeria.
Thank you. And Jordan? Jordan? Okay, technical problems, probably. All right, and I'm very happy to introduce another two staff, Spark and Sher. Both just graduated last year, and then now they're back to their own country. And now they're doing a lot of admissions groundwork for us. So Spark and Shui, please.
Oh, thank you, Maggie. Hello, everyone. My name is Spark or Yuyan Zhang. I am the regional admissions representative for UMass Amherst. I grew up in China, and that is also the place where I'm based in. I'm looking forward to connecting with you guys. I'll pass it to Shui.
Hi everyone, my name is Shrey and I'm from the class of 2020 and I majored in hospitality and tourism management and I'm from Myanmar.
So Shui is in Myanmar now. Okay. Jordan, are you able to introduce yourself? All right. So Jordan will be joining us momentarily. All right, let's get started. So hello from Amherst, Massachusetts. I put out this map here because I just want to give everybody a clear idea actually where we are. So Massachusetts is here, and Massachusetts is a small state relatively if you compare it to other big states. So Boston is right here, and then Amherst is what we call the Western Massachusetts. That is hour and a half to Boston by car, and it's 3 hours to New York City. Most of our students, they would take a bus, just as departing from our campus to Boston or to New York City. So Amherst is a college town. It's very safe, very pleasant town to live in. And then there are many other big cities not in the area, but not too far from Amherst. So I just want to give everybody a clear idea in terms of location, exactly where we are, where we're located. Okay. So UMass Amherst is a flagship campus. We have so many majors and with a lot of resource, a lot of funding from faculties and research opportunities, internship opportunities, jobs. It is a flagship campus. UMass system has 4 campuses. One is UMass Boston, UMass Dartmouth, and UMass Lowell, and UMass Amherst, and UMass Amherst being the flagship campus. Like I said, we are located in Amherst, Massachusetts. It's a college town. I'm not sure if a college town is just the terminology, is just only being used in the US, but I do want to have my students to share their experience, what it's like living in college town, and what is a college town exactly. So let's see. Radhika, can you share with us?
Sure. So college town is basically like there are a lot of different colleges around. There is a 5-college consortium. So because it is a college town, there are a lot of different things to do here in downtown. There is a bowling alley, there is a mall, there is, you can go and watch movies there. And I think last month when I checked, they started showing Indian movies there as well. So it's really nice. It's very happening. There are a lot of these different restaurants in downtown. So you can go and meet new people. You can go hang out with your friends. So there's just a lot to do around here.
Thank you. Fayo, have you been to Boston and New York City and Amherst?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I actually went to Boston like 2 weeks ago, and I plan to go to New York in like 2 weeks. So we do have a bus system here on campus. So normally to move around campus, we have a bus system called the PVTA, and that bus system is free to all students on campus. All they need is your university ID. But if students want to travel further than like Springfield to go to New York or Boston, we can take the Peter Pan bus. It is not free for students. It's about $30. It's about $40, but I like to say it's inexpensive given the situation. But I would say it's safe. I have gotten questions that ask me how safe it is. How safe is it to go on the Peter Pan bus? Like as a woman, I've done solo travel before to Boston, and it's been 100% safe and pretty comfortable too, surprisingly. So that's definitely something that you should look forward to when your student does come to UMass.
Yeah, You know, I recently I started taking Amtrak, the train from Northampton to New York City. It's really nice ride. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. So UMass dining is very famous, campus dining, that we ranked #1 campus dining, and that is the 5th year in a row. And I think this is really, really important, particularly for international students. Craig and I always joke about this, that when we say our dining is #1, and then we purposely really work really hard to make a lot of efforts to make it a really to #1 to accommodate not only US students, but very important for international students. UMass is a research university that we do everything pretty much based on research, including how to make a student's life, student experience, great experience on campus. So housing and dining, those are very, very important. We need to provide a safe and clean housing for our students, and it cannot be too expensive, right? And also the research also told us that dining is very important. If we can make you happy from eating our food, and then you're gonna be so happy, and then you can focus on study, and then develop your campus life, making friends. So this is really something that we purposely making efforts, and then to make our dining experiences so wonderful. So I'm very excited every time when I talk about dining, but I want my students to share their experience with you. So Radhika, why don't you tell us your dining experience here on campus?
So when I first got admitted to UMass, I was a little bit concerned because I'm a vegetarian, so I cannot eat meat, I don't eat eggs. So that was the one thing that I was really worried about. So when my parents first came here, they visited the campus before I did, and they just went into one of the dining commons. And so the people here were so nice that they said, oh, your child is coming in fall, so you don't have to pay anything for food. You can just eat for free. And, you can just check out how the food is. And my parents loved it so much. Like UMass has so many vegetarian options. You don't have to worry at all. And plus, the one thing that I really like about dining is how they always try to accommodate people from every country or every part of the world.
Mhm.
So every Tuesday and Thursday, we have Indian food for breakfast. Like there's authentic South Indian food like idlis and dosas available for breakfast. And during like different festivals, so for Diwali, there is this whole big Indian feast wherein you get samosas, naan, chana masala. It's just really great. I mean, food was my #1 concern before I came here, and right now I'm so happy because it just feels like you're at home, you're eating food back home in India. So I honestly love the food here.
That's great. Yeah, and I am from Taiwan originally, and then so I love to eat rice, and I love to eat my Taiwanese noodles, and I get to eat that on campus, and so I'm also very happy. Helen, what about you? Your dining experience?
Yeah, so when I first got admitted and I went here, I was a little concerned about food because I live so far away from home. I was like, oh, I will miss my food from home. So until COVID came actually, and then that's when I felt really, really homesick. And out of nowhere, UMass decided, oh, we're gonna have some Indonesian food, and that really made my day. So, and the food in general is really good. So yeah.
And then the quality is awesome. That's another thing. Yeah. All right. Thank you. So we ranked 26 public university in the U.S. And then we are top ranked for research powerhouse. And I know that many students already asked about, excuse me, internship and research opportunities. So I would like to have my students also share the experience with you guys. Fire, you have done internship and research, right?
Yeah, so I have done internships here at UMass Amherst. In my first year, I did have 2 virtual internships. I was a marketing intern for 2 different companies. And the first one, I got it through Handshake. Handshake is what we like to say, it's like LinkedIn, but just for UMass students, it's our very own LinkedIn. Basically, when you become a UMass Amherst student, you're automatically given a Handshake account, and it's your job to go into your account and fill up, like put in your resume, put in your major, your minor, tell like write an intro about yourself. And on Handshake, we have a lot of recruiters over there. So I actually searched Handshake looking for internships for first-year students, and I found one, and that was really, really helpful. And then the second one, I got it through LinkedIn. But in my first semester, it was virtual because of COVID. So I was in Nigeria, and there were so many resources and so many workshops to help me build my LinkedIn and help me build my resume and just help me be professionally what's the word to use? Be professionally ready when it came to going into the workforce or looking for full-time jobs or part-time jobs. And last summer, I did not have an internship during the summer, but this summer I will be interning with JP Morgan in Texas. So I would say coming to UMass, I always say this: if there's something you're definitely going to find here at UMass, is going to be opportunities. There's so much for you to do, even as an international student, which I think is very important. So I have done an internship, and hopefully I get a full-time job offer next year. But as of now, it's looking very bright, and it's very nice to know that I'm just going to constantly have opportunities when I do put in the work to find them.
Thank you. Radhika, have you done research?
So I haven't done research on campus, but I have also done an internship. And there's this one thing that I really want to highlight is, so I'm a part of the College of Information and Computer Sciences because my major is CS, and also the CNS college because my major is math. So every college has their own career center. So like for College of Information and Computer Sciences, we have our career center where you can go for resume reviews or resume workshops, and they also help you with your interviews. So if you have an interview for an SWE or software engineering role, they will actually have one-on-one sessions with you and help you prepare with behavioral questions, with technical questions. If you have an interview for program manager or product manager role, they will accordingly tailor those questions and then help you prepare. So I think that is something really important because they make all these experiences so personalized and they want you to succeed. So they just make sure that you're covered with everything, you learn everything well. So I think that is one thing that I would like to highlight.
Thank you. So basically, Fayo and Radhika just point out a very important point that it's, as long as you want to do internship or research, there will be always someone there and always opportunity there for you to grab. So that is very important because UMass doesn't just only want to help you to graduate, but UMass Amherst wants to help you to get a job and get you well prepared for the job market. So by doing internship and then doing research, that is very, very important. And then we're here to help you. Before I move on, so Jordan, are you able to join us?
Yes, sorry, my internet cut out earlier, but I was able to rejoin from my phone, which worked.
Okay, wonderful, nice. Can you briefly introduce where you're from and then your major, please?
Yes, my name is Jordan. I am a BDIC and communications major, which, give me 1 second. BDIC here at UMass is our bachelor's degree in individualized concentration. So through that, I am able to study film, and I also have a minor in Spanish. And I am originally from the United States. I'm originally from the state of New Jersey. So I'm an out-of-state student.
All right, thank you and welcome. And so happy to have you this morning. All right. All right, let's move on to the next one. So UMass Amherst, we have about 22,000 students, undergraduate students on campus. International students, about population is about 7%. In terms of housing, now 100% of first-year students are required, and of course, it's guaranteed for housing. First year live on campus. Here, I would like to ask our international students, including Jordan, So Jordan, can you help us? Can you share your experience with the group? What is like living on campus, and then your life on campus, your interaction with students and international students? Jordan, why don't you share your experience with us?
Living here on campus, personally, I lived on campus my freshman year, which was 2019, fall of 2019, and spring of 2020 until we all got sent home for COVID. And then after that, I made the move off campus. So personally, between the two experiences, I've been able to meet a lot of people. I honestly have met a lot more. I feel like people, this is as a lot of people may know it, this is a big state school. So, but I've met a lot of people out of state internationally through that entire process. It's been an amazing experience. Throughout my separate clubs that I'm involved in would definitely, I feel like, be like my highlight point. Some of the clubs I'm involved in are University Programming Council and UMass Ski and Board Club, which actually University Programming Council, I can give a lot of credit to me meeting international students through there, because a lot of kids just see that as an easy way to get involved. It's a very kind of just open, I want to say more chill club that you can just go and more so network with people versus actually having to like put a lot of work in for a lot of clubs, which some people just don't really have the time to do with their academics, but it's just the way to get a break, kind of see other people, get involved in events at UMass that really just open your eyes and your mind to the other student life. So I give a lot of credit to the clubs that I'm involved in.
Thank you. All right. So what about Helen? Do you think, because you're international students are from Indonesia, and then this is a big campus, and then can you share your experience with us, please?
Like about living on campus or just
The interaction with students. Do you feel like lost?
No, not really. Actually, everyone here is so welcoming. I felt like this was like my second home immediately. I am involved in a couple organizations, and that definitely helps because like you interact with like-minded people. I'm also involved in architecture organizations, but I'm also involved in this like College of Humanities and Fine Arts Student Leadership Board, which is really fun. We hang out like every week, and that's where I met a lot of my friends.
Wonderful, thank you. Fire, what about you?
100%. When I first came, I came by myself. My parents could not come with me because of COVID, and I had no friends coming from my secondary school in Nigeria coming to UMass. So I came by myself. And I think the fear that I had was the fact that I thought I would not find like a little Nigerian community. I wouldn't find Nigerian friends. But I would tell you right now that I have a friend group of like 15 people, and we're all from Nigeria. We all came from Nigeria. So when we go back home for Christmas and summer, we all see ourselves. I was so surprised to know that there were like even though it's not a huge number, but just a small number of people just like me. And I think that's the great thing of coming to a large school like UMass. There's a higher probability that you would find someone just like you than not finding anyone at all, even though it's just one person. So it's been great so far. I think just knowing that if I get fed up of a certain thing in the US, I want to complain and talk about Nigeria, I know the specific people to go to. And it's just nice to know that I can find that like little family that I left from Nigeria. I can find a kind of impromptu one here at UMass.
All right, thank you so much. All right. Before I move on to the next slide, I just want to remind everyone, there's a function called Q&A on the bottom of your screen where you can type your questions, and we have our staff behind the scenes to answer questions. Thank you. All right, let's talk about major in college. In the beginning, like I say, we are flagship campus. We have many, many majors. For undergrad, we have more than 100 majors. Faculty ratio is about 1 to 18. And I know a lot of questions is talking about changing majors, double majors. How do you do it? And also do international find difficult time to connect with their professors. So let's talk about these majors here. So Radhika, can you tell us about computer science and how you become double major with math and your experience working with the professors, please?
So I came here as a computer science major, and during my first year, I was really happy because the professors here are super helpful. And honestly, I was a little bit concerned because I didn't have a lot of coding experience, or I didn't have any programming languages experience. So I felt like maybe CS would be difficult for me. But I honestly, that was not the case, because the professors, they go out of your way and make sure that you're succeeding. They also have these office hours wherein you can just drop in and talk to them. If you have any problems, you just go to them and approach them casually and just say, hey, this is something that I'm not getting. Can you help me with it? And they're just super nice about it. Then once I did that, I decided I wanted to do more major. So sort of like I wanted to pursue more than just CS. So that is why I took math as my double major, as my secondary major. And it's really easy. I mean, you just fill out one form and just say that, hey, this is the major that I want to declare. This is the major that I want to pursue, and it's just easy. I mean, it took me, I think, a week to become a double major, and then since that, I'm doing CS and math as my double majors.
Thank you. Fayal, can you tell us that what major did you start with, and then how come they now you land marketing and communication?
Yeah, so I came in as an exploratory track in the business school. So exploratory track basically means I was a very indecisive human being, and I basically needed a year to figure out what I wanted to do. So when I first came into UMass, I did not know what major I wanted. I've never been set on like a specific major, a specific career path, but I think I knew what I enjoyed. So I knew I enjoyed speaking to people. I knew I enjoyed being creative when it came to executing a specific project, but I just didn't know the major that would fit me perfectly. So I got the opportunity to join the exploratory track. So I had a year to just kind of test the waters. So I was able to take classes in different majors within Eisenberg, which is our business school. So I took an accounting class and I was like, yeah, this is not for me. It's not accounting. That's not the path. I took a management class. I took a finance class, and then I took a marketing class. And out of all these classes, I spoke to my advisor. I told him what I wanted. I told him what my aspirations were, and we worked together. And then we kind of leveled down on the fact that marketing was the close to perfect major for myself. So marketing it wasn't a dream of mine, like I want to be in marketing for my life forever, but it was the closest thing to what I wanted to achieve and what my goals were. And as I got into the major, it was as easy as saying, you know what, okay, I spent a year in the business school and I want to declare marketing as my major. It was as easy as sending an email to my advisor. And the next, I think 2 hours later, I saw on my student account that I was finally a secured marketing major. And as the years went by, as the days went by, I started to really see how marketing fit me perfectly. It just catered to all my needs, and I learned so much more about myself. And in my second semester of my first year, I was like, you know what? I think I can add something on. Why not? It's so easy to add on a second major here at UMass. I would say a very, very good percentage of students here at UMass either have like a double major or a minor. So I was like, I can just add communications. I love to talk, and why not? My parents asked me to this day, like, why did you add? I was like, why not? Because it's so easy to add a second major. So it was as easy as scheduling a meeting with one of the advisors in the communication department. And when I tell you, in like 20 minutes, it was on my Aspire account that I was officially a double major in communications, and that was it. And then my first semester of my sophomore year, I was like, you know what, why not add a minor? And I think that's how it goes with a lot of UMass students, just because it's when something is so accessible to you, you just have a free will of doing it. And knowing that if sometime in my college life, I'm like, you know what, two majors and a minor is too hard, it's so easy to drop it also. So I was like, you know what, I can just add psychology as my minor, and it's as easy as taking 5 classes, passing my 5 classes, and declaring psychology as my minor. So I've had a very different path. I've just been adding a lot of things, just testing a lot of majors, but I think that's what college is about. And a lot of colleges do not give students the free will to do that, because again, it's just 4 years after college, you're kind of tasked to get a job and get a full-time job and stay in that full-time job and just know exactly what you want to do. But here at UMass, I think we accept the fact that not all students are the same and all students come from different backgrounds. I think coming from a Nigerian background, I was very much not pressured, but it was very much medicine, computer science, be a STEM major, just the specific. I felt like I was boxed up when it came to what I wanted to do. And I think the fact that I chose UMass as my school, it allowed me to really just be myself and just look for what I actually wanted to do and not what my parents wanted me to do. So it's been a good ride so far. I'm excited to see who knows, maybe I'm going to have like a double minor, triple minor, you never know. Because again, it's that easy to do that. But I think it's just great to see how as students, we all grow in our majors and how we all find ourselves within the process.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, you point out really good important information. It's like, you can always change your major. You start out and then you want to do this, probably two weeks later, you say, oh, no, that's not for me. That's okay. We have other things to offer. And then you can always change it. And then gradually that you find out what you want to do. And then the process is really, really easy. And like a Fayol say, it's the college is all about, you don't need to be boxed up and doing this and doing that. You have a lot of opportunities and then to explore what really fits you. And then, and that it's a really amazing. So the process is very easy. I just saw a question that students ask, changing from mechanical engineering to physics to different majors. Yeah, the process is really, really easy. And then we have an academic advisor. Each of you will be assigned an academic advisor, and that person's job is to help you to navigate your academic plans, changing major, choosing classes. Okay, so even though our campus is relatively big, but our class size is really manageable. Jordan, would you please share what is the class size that all the classes that you have been with? Can you tell us your experience, Jordan?
Yes, so our average class size here at UMass is actually around 35. However, when you first come as a student, all students have to take general education classes, which are just it's a dip into each subject. So it's like one in math, one in science, one in arts, one in English, stuff like that. So those classes typically tend to be bigger. It really, again, depends on the class size you take, but they can range anywhere from about 100 students to about 300 students. However, once you get into like your second year, depending on how you take your gen eds, once you get to your more major specific courses, those classes do get much smaller, much faster. So for me personally, as a film major and a communications major, some of the classes I take now have 6 kids in it. So it's just me and 5 other students. And some of them have about 20, 25. But that's also, I'm in my 3rd year. So it's probably just going to get smaller from here on out.
Yeah, thank you. So 5 college consortium, this one is, so here in Amherst, it is town. There are 5 colleges. One is UMass Amherst, us, and right down the road is Amherst College, and Hampshire College, Smith College, and Mount Holyoke College. Mount Holyoke College and Smith College, they are both female college. So when they only accept application, only accept the female students, but during this consortium, the classes that UMass male students, they can take courses at Smith or Mount Holyoke. So the consortium is that students from these 5 colleges can take courses outside your campus. So for example, UMass student can take courses at Smith, Mount Holyoke, Hampshire, or Amherst College. And their students can also come to UMass to take courses. That's a 5 college consortium. it's very easy to register. The only limitation is that you can only take 2 courses each semester outside your own campus. That's the only limitation. So it's a great opportunity to explore different type of education, because they are liberal art colleges. It's a little bit different from UMass Amherst, which is research university. I also have a student here asking about being an international student, how approachable our faculty members are. So Helen, would you share us with your experience interacting with your professors?
Yes, professors are actually really nice, especially in the I mean, I know in the architecture department, they're all very welcoming and they're very open to questions like basically every day, all day. I would sometimes email them like right before class, asking like specific questions and stuff, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, we'll talk about it during class," but now we have like a guideline. So they're also very accessible if you have like, say, some mental health issues or anything. As long as you communicate, professors are usually really nice. I go to their office hours every now and then, so I guess that helps too. Yeah.
Cool. What about Radhika?
Yeah, so like I said before, professors are super approachable and they're here to help you. They are here to help you succeed. And there's also sometimes this forum called as Piazza. I don't know if all classes use it, but at least for a lot of CS classes, we use that. So you just basically, if you have any question, instead of typing out a whole email, you just send a chat or sort of like make a post there and say, hey, this is something that I'm facing a problem with. And the professor can help you with that, or even the TAs can help you with that. And if you make the public post, then everyone in the class can help you with that. So it's honestly really nice. It's a very casual environment, and your professor just makes sure that you actually succeed and helps you with things. So they're very approachable. You don't have to be like, oh, is this question a dumb question? There are no dumb questions. The professors, they're just there to help you.
Thank you. Bio, what about your experience?
I've had really good experiences with professors so far. Even in large lecture halls, I've been in a class with about 300 students and I still email the professor and I still get a response back. So I would say so far they have been good. I haven't really heard any complaints from anyone else, but again, I'm not going to paint all professors as like perfect and everyone's just going to be perfect in their own way. I think we're all still humans, but I would say a very, very huge amount of professors here at UMass are very accommodating, especially when you come from international countries. I think they actually enjoy it when they have a mix of students in their classes and they just love hearing your experiences. So that's just something, it's just nice to know that, again, I can feel comfortable in my classes, knowing that my professor is actually interested in where I come from and who I am as a human being. So
thank you. Yeah, so changing major is really easy. But I want to emphasize that there are 2 majors. A couple of majors on campus that are not transferable. First is nursing. If you are not accepted if you're not in the nursing major, that is not a major that you can transfer to. I just want to put that out. The other one is Eisenberg BBA program. So Eisenberg BBA program is like a marketing, accounting, finance. Those majors, they're not transferable. So other than that, pretty much all the majors that there's a process, application process, or just tell your academic advisor. So keep that in mind. Just computer science, nursing and SOMA, what we call it, Eisenberg BBA programs. If you have any questions, you can always ask us. We will answer that. Okay. We also have this 4+1 programs. That is when you complete your bachelor, your undergrad, you only need to spend one year and then to get master's degree. So 5 years, you get your bachelor and you get your master. And then, and again, for more information about these 4+1 programs, you're welcome to reach out to us. Thank you. And let's go to next slide. First year housing. This is very important. So students also ask about RAP. Have you guys done any RAP? Okay, File, can you tell us?
I've done.
Jordan, go ahead.
Sorry. Yes. My freshman year, I was actually in a RAP. I was in a sociology RAP. So it was labeled race, gender, class, and ethnicity, despite me coming into UMass as a legal studies student. So that's the first thing I always like to preface is it can be oriented towards your major, but it doesn't have to be oriented towards your major, especially if you don't know exactly what you want to do yet. But our residential academic programs, it basically just takes you and about 25 other people who are living on your dorm floor, and it puts you in a class together. So you guys meet once, twice, 3 times a week, depending on the class. And it kind of gives you that opportunity to just make some closer connections sooner. It also gives you an opportunity to connect with a professor sooner, because everyone who teaches the RAPs, in terms of them being professors, they know that they're teaching a RAP. So more of their goal is to not really teach as if it's like a class, but they want to make sure that you're doing okay with your transition here to UMass, especially if you're coming from a bit more like extenuating circumstances, like being out of state or being international. They want to make sure that you're comfortable here, you know your resources here, you know you have people to talk to. So I definitely advocate for those. There's actually an application process for those open right now. So it's a great opportunity that we offer here at UMass. There are a lot across the board.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So RAP stands for Residential Academic Program. All right. So RA and PM. So Radhika, can you share us your living on campus experience? And I remember that you did RA before as your job, right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why I chose to be an RA was because the RA that I had when I was a freshman. So when I first came to UMass, I came with my friend and she was my roommate during the first year. And each floor has one RA and one PM. So RA is basically a resident assistant and PM is a peer mentor. So the job of the RA is just to make sure you're settling in well, your transition from high school to college is going really well. And my RA was super cool. He would check in with me almost every other week and ask me if there are any problems that I'm facing or if I need help with anything. So any questions that you have about housing or anything when you actually live in the dorm, you can just go and talk to your RA. And it's not just about housing as well. Like if you have any questions at all, if you're going through something and if you just need to talk to someone, your RA is going to be there for you. And it is the same thing with a peer mentor. So your peer mentor is going to be there to help you academically. If you have any academic questions while you're in college, you can just go and talk to your peer mentor and they can help you, they can guide you. So that is one of the reasons why I became an RA, and I've been an RA since my sophomore year. So even now I'm an RA and I still work in the freshman dorm. So I get to meet a lot of new freshmen and, you know, always nice being on the other side and, you know, just see how freshmen are adjusting. And a lot of students in my dorm are international students and a lot of them are from India. So even they feel really nice when they see their RA who's also from their same country. So they're more comfortable to talk to me about different things. And, you know, I just give them recommendations where they want to hang out this weekend or anything, honestly. So your RA is sort of like a friend, which is there for you to help you navigate through your housing experience in college.
Nice. File, how did you find your roommate when you first got here? You came alone.
Yeah, I did. So very, very different way. So there are 3 ways to find a roommate here at UMass. The first would be to go random, but we don't just like put you with anyone from any pool of students. We actually, there's a questionnaire that you'd have to fill. So it's like, do you like waking up early in the morning? Do you have having a lot of people come into your room? Do you like to study with music? Just some specific questions to see your living style, and then we pair you with a close to perfect person. The second way would be through our Facebook group chat. So that's actually how I found a roommate myself. I did not have Facebook before getting into that group chat. So I actually created my Facebook account solely just to get into the group chat. And the group chat was called UMass Amherst Class of 24. And you actually have to be committed to UMass to be let into that group chat. So not just anyone can get into the group chat. And how it worked is when you get into the group chat, you then have to introduce yourself. So it was like, hi, my name is Fayo. I'm an international student. I live in Nigeria. I love listening to Afro beats. This is this, da da da. And it's kind of like speed dating. So you're connecting with people, kind of like a LinkedIn profile also. So you're connecting with people trying to find out if they're the perfect fit for you. So how it worked for me was a girl actually messaged me and we started talking, and it looked like we could be perfect roommates. But then she said she didn't want LED lights in her room, and I was like, yeah, that's not going to work with me. So we had to part our ways, and I just kept looking for new people to ask. And then I messaged this other girl. She was she's a Ghanaian American, and I was like, you know what, yeah, you're from Ghana, I'm from Nigeria, potato I think we're going to work well together. And then we continued talking with each other, and today she's my roommate. She's not in the room right now, but she's my roommate. So I would say the Facebook group chat 100% works. I know it's kind of scary just getting into a group chat and with so many people in your year and just kind of putting yourself out there. But I would say it does work. And I think desperate times call for desperate measures. At that time, I really need a roommate. And I think it was just a nice outlet to know that UMass provided this for students. And the third way to get a roommate is by mutual request. So if you're coming to UMass from your country and you have a friend that you just know that's also coming to UMass, you guys can decide to room together. So it's as easy as going into the portal and saying, hi, my name is Fayo. I want to room with Helen. This is Helen's ID number. And then Helen has to go into her portal and say, hi, my name is Helen. I want to room with Fayo, and this is Fayo's ID number. So you have to share your ID numbers with each other just to make sure that's actually you're mutually agreeing to live with each other. So it's not like you're pulling someone into your room and they don't want to room with you. So and another additional way to get a room here at UMass is to join a RAP, as we talked about earlier. I always say, if you have the opportunity to get into RAP, please do. I think it's great. I think coming from another country all the way to the US, sometimes it is hard to find your people early, or to just like find a group of students to talk to and not feel excluded in some certain situations. Not saying that's how you're going to feel, but sometimes a lot of us are introverts. Again, we're coming into a whole new country, a whole new space. So it's kind of tasking for us to kind of get out of our shells and get out of our comfort zones. But a RAP is a perfect way to actually be put in a group of students that you're actually going to have to speak to. When you're in that RAP, you're going to have a class with them. So you're going to have to communicate with them. So it's not forced, but it's just nice to know that you have that one group of people that you can always rely on and talk to if you're looking for something or you need some questions answered. So if you can join a RAP, we have RAPs in so many things. We have RAPs in business, ethics, STEM. You're definitely going to find a RAP that you enjoy, that you could learn more from. So definitely, please look into that, because I think it's just a great way to meet new people, especially as international students.
Do you feel safe living in a dorm?
Yes, I always, when talking about, so I'm a tour guide here on campus, and when I talk about safety on campus, I always say that as a Black woman here on campus, I have felt safe. But have there been situations where I might have questioned my safety? Have there been situations at UMass that have happened where I have felt a bit scared or just not as comfortable as I should have? 100%. UMass is not a perfect school, but I would say that there are things put on campus that have sort of eased my fear, just made me feel more safe than I wasn't the day before some time. And we do have 3 levels of security here at UMass. We have a blue light system. So how that works is wherever you are on campus, if you look around, you're going to find a blue light. So how that works is if you're ever in a situation that you do not feel as safe as you should be, or you're questioning your safety, again, we never want you to undermine your safety. So if you just think you're just not as safe as you should be, you look for a blue light, you run to that blue light, and there's going to be a button right under that blue light. You press that button, and in less than 60 seconds, the UMPD will be there. So the UMPD stands for the University of Massachusetts Police Department. We have a police department solely for UMass Amherst. We do not share with the Amherst area or the Northampton area, which is, again, very, very helpful. It's nice to know that there's police individuals stationed and solely just for your college, because that just makes you feel that extra bit of safety. And when you do come on campus, you would see posters all around your residential halls telling you to save your numbers on your phones. Your RAs most of the time would make you save their numbers on your phones, because if you're ever in a situation where you feel like you have to call some personnel, if you call 911, they're going to redirect you to the UMPD. So we always just say that if you call 911, you wouldn't get like a slow response time, but it's just quicker and faster to have the direct UMPD number right on your phone. So that's always helpful to know also. And when it comes to living in the dorms, I cannot get into my residential hall without my university ID, and every student is giving this when they do come on campus. So you would only be allowed to get into the building that you live in. So you only have the power to get into that building. So I live in Melville Hall in Southwest. If I wanted to get into Kant's Hall in Southwest, I would not be able to. I would need someone that actually lives in that hall to sign me in. So how it works is you scan your U card to enter the main door of the building. There's only one door to get into the building. We do have 2 emergency doors in every single hall, but we're not allowed to use that except from emergencies. So there would only be one door to get into every single hall on a normal day. So I scan my U card to get into my residential hall. And before I get into the stairwell or I get into the elevator, I scan my U card again. So just sort of like a 2-factor authentication to make sure that I'm actually saying I live in this building, I actually have the power to get into this building. So how it works on every week is every weekday we do have security from 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. And during the weekends, we do have security from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. given that it is the weekends. A lot of things happen on the weekend. So we just want to make sure that our students are extra safe when they do come back from any outing that they've embarked on during the weekends. So how it works when we have security guards is you scan your U card to get into your building. And then when the security guard is stationed, you have to scan your U card in front of the security guard again. And they verify that you're the person living in this hall. So your picture would pop up when you scan your U card and they look at your face. If it's not the same person, they do have the power to confiscate your U card and you could be put on housing probation. So we always just want to encourage everyone to make sure that you're actually scanning into the building that you live in and you're not getting someone else's U card to get into another building, because if you're caught, you could get in kind of like a really big situation and kind of like big trouble. So after security verifies that you are the person on your U card and you actually live in that building, you then have to scan your U card again to get into the elevators or the stairwell. And when you get to your room, you have to get your key to open your room. So we do have a lot of stages to get into your room. Again, it's just to make sure that you're feeling safe and just to make sure that you're feeling secured here on campus.
Yeah, I want to say that UMass does a great job to ensure that students are safe in all the aspects. Thank you so much, File, for your sharing. So our tuition is about $40,000, and room and board is about $14,000. This can be lower or higher depending on what kind of room that you choose and what kind of meal plan that you choose. So altogether is about $55,000. And this is the estimate. If a student has a scholarship, they can apply to tuition. In terms of some students ask about campus job. International students are allowed to work on campus for 20 hours a week. During the summer or break, it can be 40 hours. It's very easy to find a job. In terms of the other scholarship, that once you come to UMass, there are many other scholarship opportunities that you can apply to. This is the next step. If you decide to come to UMass, then you will have to pay deposit due by May 1st to secure your spot. And in the summer, you're gonna join the online new student orientation. That is the orientation you will have the opportunity to meet with your academic advisor, who will help you to choose classes for the fall. And the housing application will open on June 1st. Very important, you have to apply for I-20. I-20, you're gonna take this I-20 to go to the US Embassy in your country to apply for student visa. So when you come into the US, you're gonna use your student visa to enter the country. Your final transcript, this is the one that you're gonna submit once you graduate from your high school. Students out there, if you have IB, AP, AS, or A levels, official examinations, this is gonna get you transfer credits. IB diploma, basically you can get around, I want to say 20, 26 or 28 credits. That means you can pretty much graduate in 3 years, depending on what kind of courses, what a major that you're going to do. And then A-level AS will get you around 12 or 16, depending on what courses that you took for the examinations. So for more information, you're welcome to ask us, okay? IPO is another office that you're gonna be working with at UMass to get your I-20. They do have this visa sponsorship workshop. There's 2 time slots. You join them, they will walk you through how to get your I-20. Okay. And again, this will be all recorded, today's webinar. You can always revisit. If you have any questions, this is how you can get in touch with us. We also offer this one-on-one meeting. You can book an appointment on our website, and then we will meet you individually to answer all the questions that you have. And this is how you stay in contact with us through social media. We have about 4 minutes. We would like to answer some questions that students asked. So what is the deadline for applying for a I-20? There isn't a deadline, but you will have to see the visa turnaround time in your country. Therefore, I want to say the sooner the better, because once COVID forced a lot of offices were closed. So there's no deadline, but sooner the better. Okay. The credit card checking account international students, you guys, when you guys came, you were able to open an account for your checking account, right? Radhika?
Yeah, so you just need your I-20, your passport, and you can just walk into any Bank of America branch and they just open it for you. And some during like the first week, you also have people on campus. So during the initial welcome week, you have people on campus who help you open the account right then and there.
Mm-hmm. Cool. There's another question. Is there a table website that shows a direct comparison between IBO grades and credits? Yes, if please Google UMass Amherst registrar credit by exam or transfer credits. You're gonna see all the tables that AP, A-level, AS, IB, and then each courses and how many credits and what courses that is equivalent. So again, it's UMass Amherst registrar office transfer credits. Most questions are answered. So if you want to get transfer credits from IB A levels, you will have to send the official result from the testing agency. IB will be IBO, and A-level AS, Pearson's or CIE. We do not take predicted IB or predicted A-level to give transfer credits. It will have to be official. When can I get recording of this meeting? In 2 days. And the group chat for admitted students, we have a Facebook, right? File say that you will have to make a deposit to make a commitment to come into UMass Amherst. Then you can join our Facebook group chat. Also, there's another parent ask about parents. So we do have a parents program. They will reach out to all the admitted students' parents to join us as a group chat. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're very happy to have you. And once again, congratulations on your offers and your admissions to UMass Amherst. and we hope to see you on campus this fall. And call us or email us if you have any questions. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the students and Jay and Spark. Thank you. Bye-bye.